It feels so weird, guys. So it says we're in excellent condition to stream, but okay, so it clicks ready to go live, and it looks like we're ready, and we are going live right now. So guys, welcome back to another episode of Box Mining here. So we just had some crazy stuff happen. Bitcoin finally passed 20,000 US dollar mark. I think this is something that I've been waiting for such a long time. It's will it, won't it moment. Like we know it's bound to happen. It's like one of those like rom-coms that's been like long running series, like Friend, Ross and Rachel. Like will they, won't they? But you know it will, right? Like Bitcoin, you know it will go past 20K, right? It's like, and now it finally happened. It just like we soared past 20K right now. Let me just pop on this latest chart. We got Bitcoin on pretty much every exchange passing 20K. It's celebration time as well. Just look at that. Like it was a very sudden burst as well. So that happened roughly like a little bit more than an hour ago, but it was just like bam, bam. All right, let's do it. We did it. We did it. It wasn't that hard. So I think it was just a long time of indecision for a while. Like, when it decides to move, Bitcoin will move. I mean, it's that kind of time. I think moving to now we've been seeing a lot more interest. And I think one thing to mark this as well, I think if you really want to look at the long-term 2-week view of things, right? So one of the first things I want to say was that fear of a dump coming yesterday. So on December the 15th, there were initial fears. Remember like a few weeks ago, anyways, crypto has a very short memory, but remember that dip that came when people were afraid of extra sell pressure coming from Mt. Gox coins being unlocked, 2 billion coins potentially being unloaded on the market. Well, yesterday, that didn't happen. So that fear, it went nowhere. And then now we have a resumption in interest in Bitcoin. So finally, that's the case. So we're doing congratulations episode. It's not really gonna be much heavy on news stuff. This was something I looked at it, I'm like, what's gonna happen? It should happen. So I was like, let me do a lazy episode. I'm not even like dressed properly and stuff. So I was gonna do a lazy episode. I was gonna do it sitting down, but my computer's not working very well. But anyways, it's past 20K. And just looking at the chart here too, I mean, like rising tide brings up all boats, right? So if you look at it, in the past hour, Bitcoin made 3%, but Ethereum 3.9, Ripple went 10% over here. So you see a lot of gains in the past 24 hours, and most coins are moving up too. I think this is pretty standard in crypto at this current point. Like I said, that rising tide is here. Pedro Sanchez is are you happy for Mt. Gox? I don't have any coins, man. Like I have nothing. Let me just double check that. No new messages, no new returns. Okay, all right, filed. Okay, yeah, so that was a fear. Just returning the comment. So yeah, so the bankruptcy plan for the rehabilitation trustee filed. It's gonna proceed to plan, but no clues. It's typical Japanese fashion, right? I think that's why people were initially afraid of the coins being dumped, and then they saw, okay, look, it's not going to be the biggest deal in the world, and now we're here to today. So yeah, so responding to your question just now, I saw Pedro says, are you happy for Mt. Gox returning your coins? I don't care. I wrote it off a long time ago. It was a lesson in learning not to trust exchanges. I mean, in crypto, we have many lessons, right? I still remember, I think it was Crypto Dog or Crypto Wolf that said this. If you have a friend that's interested in crypto, send them your Bybit referral, let them get wrecked, and that's how they should start. Like learn things the hard way first, right? So I learned like plenty in the space, right? I learned exchanges get hacked. That's why you want to have one of these things here. In fact, a bunch of these things. That's just I'm holding some bunch of hardware wallets on the table. You just gotta protect yourself very, very well in crypto. But anyways, and we get rewarded if you protect your coins well, if you kept your coins well, and you're not subjected to exchange hacks. Today, you got 20K Bitcoin. And just looking at the history of it, so like, right now, so I'll give you two views right now. So this is the day view, daily. Let's go for hourly first, just to see what happened in the last past hour. So yeah, big green candles going up past 20K. So barely, like you can see almost the bears did try to put up a little bit of a fight here. Just approaching 20K. There were probably a few kind of like forgotten sell orders here. So yeah, there was some. There's a few orders here, very likely. Boom. Both bears attempted to bring it back down, but nope, that can't be suppressed, and now we're moving back up. And you can kind of see that we're almost hitting a kind of very soft resistance here. So so yet again, we're trying to push. We're trying to push beyond 20K 600. That's crazy. I'm so not used to saying this, guys. I'm super not used to saying there. Can you check the dates of December 16th and 17th of each year, please, says BB. All right, let's do that. So we're going to zoom out a little bit. Let's go to the day view, and then let's zoom out all the way back. Let's take a look at December of last year. So last year wasn't too much action. So if you just look December 17th to 18th, okay, all right. Last year, it didn't break any so we actually did see. So last year, this is 2019. Yeah, you kind of see like recovery pump, right? So you saw a recovery pump like the same day last year. So this is to answer your question. You saw that, but I wouldn't say this is very significant. It was kind of like, oh yeah, it kind of stopped a bleed out just to kind of move everything back. I think the bigger one definitely to look at is, of course, 2018. 2018, nothing too special here. You do see it moving up a little bit, but let's see what happened in 2018, because 2018 is the magic times, right? So let's see, 2017. So yeah, so we were reaching, we were trying to push for 20K in 2017. I think this is the last big bull run, to say this, so to speak. And then yet again, we did face a rejection here. So now things are looking a little bit brighter. We're approaching 20K. So we passed 20K. So we broke past. So last time it did not break past. So 20K, but now we broke past that. We're entering new heights. And this is kind of crazy because last time there was so much retail FOMO into crypto, right? But this time, oh, sorry, I should have actually switched my camera. Yeah, very tired today. Sorry, guys. I should have switched over. I thought I was switched over on the screen, but we have a question from Rich Harris. Says, we all retiring soon, right? Yes, I do. I'm actually extremely exhausted today. So I was at one of those focus sessions where I was trying to, you know how I did a video on farming Wing, right? So Wing Finance, this was something I was farming. So I was working hard on this. Okay, so I was working hard on this because I want to min-max my gain. So check out the last video on Wing Finance on the farming opportunity. So roughly speaking, on Wing, I'm getting 18% plus another 18%. So that's, if I can do some quick math, 36% in terms of annual percentage yield. So I was like spending a lot of time today setting that up again. This time not setting it up, but also doing something called folding. This is a situation where you save your USDC, then you borrow SUSD, and then you deposit that SUSD for additional APY, but you need to use two accounts and juggle that. I'll make additional video somehow, but by doing so, I'll push my gains to roughly around 55% APY. So that's kind of like me really pushing what my money can do for me, so I can have a little bit of a more Christmas shopping money. So like, having passive income, it's great to be in crypto, right? So I was doing that for the whole day. I was super focused on that because you don't want to fuck it up. Like, if you misclick buttons there, you screw yourself over, right? So that's why I'm super tired today, but that kind of explains everything. So yeah, so we're getting Bitcoin, we're moving up. I'm also farming, so I'm getting more income on my stable coins. Life's great. I can't complain, man. Like, I really cannot complain about currently what's happening in crypto. I think it's been, 2020 is a pretty crap year for everything, but it's been a pretty good year for crypto. Like, everything else outside has been going to hell, right? We got that coronavirus thing. People remember that? I was making videos about that all the way in January, and people listened to me wouldn't have it. Like, I I saw in the news that Australia, people are going outside without wearing masks. There's no need to wear masks anymore because that virus is being wiped out there. Yeah, magic, right? So we're close to that. We're close to that. We're close to having, the end of this year, the end of the big disastrous year. Lots of crap happened this year. Yeah, it's just been a pretty shit year, but we survived. We survived, and crypto's been doing like super, super, super. So there we go. So that's kind of the case right now we see for Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Ethereum. I'm actually quite excited to see what the Ethereum chart looks like right now. Low chart. So I think we've passed 600 yet again. Yep, that's right. 620. 620. So yeah, we got out of this little channel here. Boom, broke past that quite easily, and now we're nice and happy into our 620 yet again. So it seems like we're forming this new channel now. So it seems like the next, it's kind of presenting 620, 630 is presenting itself to be quite a strong resistance right now. And we do see some support at 500, which makes logical sense. But that's kind of the short term here. Ethereum's it's about time for Ethereum to make some new breakthroughs too, especially this year, considering how kind of DeFi all moved up again. I mean, yeah, I'm really going back into farming. The crazy thing about right now about Ethereum, I would say, if Ethereum gas prices, gas station is insane. It's a little bit nuts to use Ethereum at this current point. Like 226 Gwei for gas at this current point. I mean, crazy, guys. I mean, top leaderboard, we have Uniswap, that's expected being an exchange. We got Tether movements being huge. Pro tip, guys, I know you guys will probably hate me for this, but if you guys ever need to move Tether between exchanges, one of the easiest ways to move Tether is not by ERC20, but by the Tron version of it. I mean, you're only using it for a sec, right? If you need to withdraw it, it's much cheaper to withdraw Tron-based USDT. I hate myself for saying this, but anyways, it's like the exchange app all my friends or stuff are doing. So anyways, so yeah, we're at this point, and it looks healthy for Ethereum too, right? Like, as much as I hate seeing this, like seeing so much activity on Ethereum makes me happy, right? Even though it means that doing transactions on Ethereum is going to be super expensive. Yeah, it's not going to be cheap. Let's just see. This other view is good. TX Street. I always like seeing this one. So TX Street can visualize what transactions are getting processed right now on Ethereum. But let's just say that there is a huge backlog of transactions at this current point on Ethereum. So yeah, most of it's, let's see. Yeah, most of it's 169 Gwei. So this is actually the best way, right? The way to visually see this is that these are the transactions that are getting processed, and this is the prices that people are paying. So you can see that most people are very happily paying 210 Gwei per transaction. And it's very likely because they need to really kind of push those transactions through if they're trading or whatnot. They really need to, push that. The mean cost of a transaction now is $5. I'm getting outpriced, man. Like, for me, like when I transfer on ETH, back in the farming days, I'll be doing like 100 transactions per day, right? Literally moving between farms, doing test transactions, buying, selling coins. But yeah, right now I feel like I'm getting outpriced at this current point. But the good thing, obviously, is that Ethereum 2.0 is coming. There's also new scaling solutions. The ZK rollups are coming along. That I still need to do a lot of research. I think that's one of the research things I really need to do. But anyways, I'm actually glad that Ethereum is getting so much usage right now. Like, there's just so many people using ETH at this current point. I think that's where I'm actually super bullish on ETH at this current point. So in terms of my personal holdings, I'm very, very big into Ethereum, very big into Bitcoin. Those are the two kind of things I'm eyeing. And then I have a collection of altcoins. Yeah, it's gigantic. So it's been pretty fun. So taking a look at the market overall, just the overall sentiment, we have UMA moving up, Banker moving up, Swissborg moving up. I was talking a lot about Swissborg. I'm pretty happy about Swissborg's performance this year too. It's reaching some really good heights and some really cool stuff coming along too in terms of there's a farming project on Swissborg that's coming up. I think it makes farming a lot more accessible to people. Like I've been talking about this yield thing for a long time, right? And I think something that's cool about Swissborg is they're providing farming opportunities for USDC deposits. So this will be something for people who don't, they don't want to move pools every day. The rates are around 20. So the kind of way to think about this is that if you're in manual mode, you can get higher yields. So for me right now, it's around 50 with Wing. But if you want it to be automated, you get 20%. But 20% is not bad, right? If you think about it, the way the banks are working right now, you're getting like next to nothing on your deposits, right? So for me, it's always about securing both my crypto assets and then having enough kind of passive income for me to have a happy day life, right? That's pretty much my life at this current point. So yeah, Swissborg has been performing very, very well at this current point as well. And then let's see, got Zilliqa, Theta Network, Balancer going up. So yeah, most of the coins, like if you look at it, most of the coins are in the green today, with just a few doing poorly. So that's especially not bad at all. Let me check the page 2 for the geckos. IO coin, Alpha Finance is taking off, Axie Infinity, Injective Protocol, Keeper is still going up like at 500, crazy. I think all the Andre Krone coins are doing pretty phenomenally at this point. Cover went down a bit, but yeah, it seems very, very positive right now. So I think this is the season we've been waiting for, which is kind of the pending arrival of a next altcoin season. I think that's a lot of pent-up energy there. I think we've been waiting for this for a long time. We got Christine McKellar says, Cyberfi is exciting. Cyberfi is super exciting. I've been watching that. That's been the top performer almost. I think it's like I was looking at my charts today. Cyberfi is up 13%. So that's not bad. Like if you look at that, that's like a big U shape right there. So it's sat around. So yeah, the lowest has been around $2, but now it's moving all the way up to $4 right now. So super exciting times right now for everything. Let me check out coins. So these are the two. Let's see. Yeah, coins moving up. Let's see. Coins moving up. Let me check where it's at. Yeah, it's moving up too. It's not bad. Crazy. Altcoin times are pretty exciting at this current point. So we got Glenbert Juliana said with the Bitcoin roller coaster ride, and it will be a roller coaster. I'm not gonna say it's not. I mean, I'm super excited for this because I feel like this is turning a new leaf, right? This is where definitely Bitcoin's gonna get a lot more media attention. It's gonna have a lot more people perk up. I've seen like an endless number of eToro ads recently. My view on these exchanges, like eToro, for some reason people love because of all the ads. Like I think a lot of my normie friends who want to speculate on altcoins, they go for eToro for some reason. But anyways, if you're on eToro, buy proper real Bitcoin. All right, this is my advice to you, right? Exchanges can go down, things can go bad. If you buy actual real Bitcoin, either via Swissborg, so check out down below, referral links down below if you want. Swissborg, Binance, your local Bitcoin center, heck, Coinbase, whatever. Buy it and then store it yourself because that is the safest way to do it. I mean, just looking at the number of the crazy things that have been happening, a few weeks ago, not a few weeks ago, it feels like a week ago, but a few days ago, the creator of Nexus Mutual got hacked for $8 million. That is insane, right? $8 million just wiped off. Storing crypto is a little bit scary, but look at it this way, right? I've always thought that exchanges were safer, but they're not because they're bigger targets, right? There's millions, if not billions of dollars on exchanges and they become the biggest target. So as we talk about all this Mt. Gox hack and all these coins being returned, it's a pain in the ass and we'll learn stuff the hard ways. Keep cryptocurrencies yourself, keep them secure. And recently for the past 2 days, just after the Nexus Mutual hack, I've been upgrading security on everything. Like, just making security a very top priority here. Absolutely important. In fact, like something I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just like make sure that like everything it's locked down. I think it doesn't really take a genius to figure that out. So yeah, lots of writing down in the past few days, lots of pen and paper, lots of just anti-hacker protection. It was intense. Anyways, crypto lances, we need 3 to 4 daily candles over 20K and all good. I think it was just the mental resistance, right? I think it's just I think once people get used to seeing this, we're gonna establish some new territory up here, right? I think that's the case. And in terms of like, that's kind of the scariest and funnest part about this whole space, right? Like this year, they just kept going, and the excitement in terms of public excitement is still not anywhere near 2017 highs. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm actually really like I'm trying to contain my excitement because like for me, right, when I trade, I really try not to be emotionally excited for it. Right? I will try to make the most logical and strategic choice, right? So I can feel myself just pushing my excitement down. Like okay, let's control ourselves. Zero emotion when trading, but it's just boiling down inside of me. It's been a phenomenal year. I mean, just being able to walk through that kind of very depressive bear cycle. I mean, 2018, 2019 was just kind of poor. You see Bitcoin dropping every day. You sound like a crazy person talking about Bitcoin. Like, oh, hey guys, buy some, like I'm buying Bitcoin, DCA guys. And then people are like, oh, retard. What an idiot. What the hell? Like, buy Bitcoin now? How come it's dead, guys? It's dead. You have so many of these people doubting you, right? And that it's the opposite there, right? The opposite is like you're emotionally very compromised during a bear season. You see what was a huge amount of coin and assets, and it just vanished, right? And then it's just forcing yourself to go back in, right? That was the hardest part throughout the whole bear cycle. It was just like forcing yourself, and it's just mentally kind of lifting yourself up. It was very, very hard. Now it's the opposite. Now we just have to like mentally kind of suppress that excitement a little bit, bottle it up a little bit more. Just make the logical choice here. Make the logical choice. But yeah, big congratulations to everyone. I think anyone who's been following, especially people who've been through this whole wave, kept your heads up high. That was hard, right? And I failed at it many times too. I mean, remember 2012 when I started in Bitcoin? Bitcoin was $10, and I failed. I failed because I didn't realize how important was Bitcoin. I started listening to people around me, listening to people on the news. All of them called me crazy. It's like, we've been through that, and anyone who's been through that has been rewarded very, very well. So yet again, so it was a case where I learned 2012. This is something to hodl onto. 2018, 2019 was all about discipline. 2020, this year has been just phenomenal. It's just like enjoy yourself. So we got Mitch Harris that says sheep are coming, pump our bags. Man, the thing is like the thing is this, right? The thing is this. I feel like we're in a situation where yeah, it's been great. It's been great. So yeah, I'm pretty happy, to say the least. Okay, we got Mint Mining says, I like Celsius for the rates. I need to check out Celsius rates as well. Nexo, Celsius, BlockFi, Crypto, which is really a better option. The biggest thing is like, just talking about Celsius and passive income. Celsius offers some really great rates, even during the bear cycle. So I've always like been suspicious, right? Celsius. I've always been suspicious of like where they get this money from. Like they say traditional sources, and I don't know, there's some magic going on. So like I was quite suspicious. So you get 13% on USDC, you got 7% on Ethereum, and you got 6% on Bitcoin. So I would say like, okay, a few things about Celsius. I'll congratulate them for doing super well during the bear cycle. During the DeFi cycle, it's a little bit different, right? During the DeFi cycle, if you farmed manually, your returns will be a lot higher than that. If you farmed like 3-4 months ago, during the whole YP craze and the whole sushi craze and all that, you guys remember that? Anyways, it feels like a year ago, but so yeah, all of a sudden manually farming, it's like that was where, I was like spending all my time. Then came, of course, a shit phase where everything almost died and the rates plummeted because projects got hacked left, right, and center, leaving high risks, right? People losing money in potential hacks. Now we're kind of doing in the recovery phase for farming. So yet again, like if you look at the rates here, 13%, 7%, 6%, not too amazing, right? If you're doing it manually via Wing, you're gonna push for especially if you know how to fold. So yet again, if you guys want a folding tutorial, I can do it. It's just a pain in the ass, but it's possible. If you're folding your coins, you're getting this one plus 50% of this one plus this one. All right, so that's not bad. That's not bad. That's like double, triple of what Celsius has. Not to shit on Celsius, but I would say like take a look at DeFi farming. Like take a look at yourself, because at the end of the day, you hold the keys, so you're not a potential victim of some crazy stuff out there. And also look at the Swissborg one, because they have the one that's kind of based on farming. So yet again, if there's a lot of farming opportunities, especially with that coming up, it's going to be interesting as well. So anyways, BlockFi at 9% and Hyper alone. I don't even know how to get started on DeFi, Earn, or Vault, driving me crazy. Do you need to use Uniswap or swap your ETH? I think it's worth taking a look. Like with the whole DeFi scene, like you get rewarded every step of the way, right? I think this is my take home with the whole DeFi scene. If you follow me throughout this whole adventure, you would have used some Uniswap and then got some Uni tokens for free. Like that airdrop was phenomenal, right? You got 400 Uni tokens for free. And at this current price, Uni is roughly what? $3.40. So yeah, that's like 1,000 something plus in terms of coins, right? Just for free. So that, and there's multiple airdrops happening right now. So I definitely would say if you're on the fence about exploring what's in DeFi, definitely take the dive, like take the plunge, right? It's worth it. Like install MetaMask, get everything up and running. Maybe right now it's a little bit expensive because of the gas prices, but it's a good time to learn how to cancel transactions, like all the tutorials on this channel, right? Just check out the DeFi playlist and just go through all of that, like understand at the very least what everything is here, right? So this is a DeFi playlist, and it takes you through the entire adventure, like from okay, so yeah, so you just look at the list here. It starts off with Compound, right? The DeFi liquidity pools, Uniswap. You get like claiming the stuff, and yeah, it takes you through everything, which is kind of important at this current point. So if you haven't done that, I would take a look into that. And then there's a mirror airdrop too. So if you have Uni, you would have gotten the mirror airdrop too. This is based on a snapshot mirror airdrop. So excuse me, actually, I'm going to start coughing. But yeah, if you connect your wallet up, which I have on this one, and this is the kind of craziest part, right? I was demoing this for the YouTube video, right? Sorry, excuse me. Very, very dry throat right now. But yeah, I was demoing this, and then even though I wasted a little bit of gas on Uniswap, I managed to be able to claim my mirror. I managed to claim my free Uni. Yeah, just phenomenal, right? It's great time. So I will say at the very least, kind of learn everything. Don't break the bank, but learn about it. So we got Van Fun Cool says your hair is better than usual, dude. It's a mess, man. It's a mess. I mean, I cut my hair a lot shorter, so it's easier to manage. Before it was just like a big mess. So yeah, so that was like everyone was wondering where my hair went. Yeah, on Monday. And we got the Christmas. Oh yeah, we got a deer as well. This is my Christmas deer. I bought it today, so it was gonna be hiding. It's like Christmas is coming. Holidays are coming, guys. Holidays are coming. Holidays are coming. That's why That's why farming is important. You gotta farm all the expenditure, so you still have all that crypto, right? I got Ian, EM, 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 EM Ivanho says, why aren't we going up faster? Man, you know what? This rate is the rate I'm happy with, right? Look at that, like a slow and steady rate. Like, it's actually going up quite quickly. I'm happy, man. I'm just like, at this current point, I'm just happy to be here. Yeah. So we kind of broke past 20K. That was the big kind of wall we needed to break. I mean, last 2017, we failed to break through that wall, and then we got crashed back down, right? So now we broke it with ease, and yeah, we're entering new territory, which is great, right? This is the exciting part. This is the exciting part. So I appreciate it. I appreciate it. We'll have to see if we can maintain above this level. This will really be something. I think this is really the kind of if you're doing T8, this is the number that we're looking at, right? We've proven that the bulls are winning, and like, you know, if you can maintain that, that's confirmation for sure, right? And that's the exciting part. Bernard Makar says taxes are coming too. I know the buzzkill. That really sucks. You know, I never talk about tax a lot in this channel. It's something that I don't have to deal with, luckily, because I'm in Hong Kong, so there's no capital tax here. Capital gains tax. I think capital gains tax is just total bullshit. Excuse my language here, but like, we take all the risk, right? Like, what if Bitcoin goes all the way back down? You're gonna give me money back? No, you're not, right? It's nonsense. It's really nonsense. So I hope you guys found a good way to deal with it. If not, don't use Coinbase. My 2 cents here. So we got exchanges are crashing. I noticed that too, huh? And tell me if you guys noticed that problem. I noticed a problem of logging into Binance today. Yeah, it was a little bit slow for me. Like, by slow, I mean not working today at all. So anyways, yeah, if you're worried about exchanges, if exchanges are slow, keep your own damn Bitcoin, guys. So are we excited? Are we excited? I'm excited. So I'm excited for what can this holiday season bring, especially now that we still don't have the crazy excitement that we see in 2017. So I'm not too concerned about, you know, massive crashes back down. Yeah, I'm excited for the ride. I'm excited for the ride. So that's kind of, yeah, that's my 2 cents. Not going to talk so much. I also have some donations. So thank you. Aristides says, sorry for butchering names. Aristides, watching this channel since 2017. Cheers, mate. That's a long time. I can't believe I've been making this for 3 years. It actually feels like a decade. You know, like, it feels like from 2017 to now. It feels like it's a decade. I feel like I'm living in a new place, really. Like, a lot of my life has been changed by crypto. Like, back in 2017, I remember, like, I'll still be worrying about jobs, you know, those things like jobs, right? Yeah, that. I'll still be worrying about that. I'll be worrying about, you know, money and trying to min-max on savings. I still remember, you know, when I first got my first drone, right? It was such a big expenditure, right? Like, I got the Mavic 1, right? A DJI Mavic 1. I was like, I need I really, not that I need, I really want a drone, right? I really want this drone, but it's so expensive, right? It's like, holy crap, like, how could I justify that expenditure, right? And now it's just like 2020 coming along. I'm just like, yeah, whatever. I'll buy the newest one. It's okay. Just store it. I'll fly it whenever. So yeah, it's a very different time, and I'm really grateful for everything here. I've been here for 2 rides. It's been very emotional too. Just to kind of recap, you know, since I'm in this sentimental mood right now, just to recap, it's been, you know, like, you see money appear and you see money vanish, right? And it's just like, it really sucks sometimes that you get taken on this emotional roller coaster ride, especially if you're into altcoins. Like, you just have to condition yourself to be kind of totally emotionless. And that's why when people talk to me sometimes about like altcoins and stuff, and they're so excited, I'm like, it's harder for me because I'm so emotionally dead inside, right? Like, sometimes things go up like 100x, and I'm like, I have no emotion whatsoever, right? It's just insane. crypto OG says, been watching on and off around the ICO madness. ICO's time was insane, right? Like I think just recounting back in the stories, like I never knew how crazy it would get. Right. Like I feel like when I first entered Bitcoin, I was quite a maximalist. Like like I was very influenced by people I knew already, and I knew Samson Moe, so Excellion from like he's Bitcoin was it Blockstream, right? So he's a CSO of Blockstream. Very influenced by that guy. He was like, everything's a scam but Bitcoin. Like only touch Bitcoin. So I didn't really touch alts at all back in 2017. And then I met Tone Vays, I've met Jimmy Song, which are just your absolute Bitcoin maximals. Like everything's a shitcoin. Everything's gonna go to hell. You're gonna go to hell if you buy altcoins. But I fought against that, right? Like, it's towards the 2017, I got into ICO things. Some things went well, some things didn't go well. But at the end of the day, it was a good learning experience. And, you know, this year, being much more strategic and everything going on, like, you get some like crazy rides, right? You get some crazy, insane rides that I'm grateful for. And the way you think about it, it's like, it's kind of crazy, right? Like I think a lot of people drew this analogy of this altcoin craze with the kind of the .com boom, right? Everyone's excited about blockchain. Everyone's excited about what it does. And initially before, people were saying it's all fluff, right? All this ICO stuff, it's creating fluff. But all of a sudden, like this year with the rise of DeFi actually doing something, like creating products that people actually use that generate a lot of revenue, it's proving to be one of the biggest innovation zones in the space. And I'm really glad I didn't close my eyes to it. I think if you just look at something like even as simple as Compound, right? Like Compound started this with the lending platform. People thought it would be absolutely useless. Like, why would you want to like deposit a coin and borrow another coin? Well, for many reasons, right? Like whether it's speculation, whether it's like you want to deposit some Bitcoin, draw out some USDC, go spend that and still keep exposure to Bitcoin. Like, yeah, there are just so many use cases for it that all of a sudden now, like we're creating an alternative version of finance, right? Like that's like a lot of power right there. So yes, absolutely, it's it might mirror the .com boom, but at the same time, this is going to replace financial institutions, right? So after the .com boom, what do we have? Like Amazon, we have Apple, we have Google. They dead net? No, they're not dead, right? They're thriving, right? Like people thought, you know, all of this whole .com, like if you thought .com was a farce, sucks to be you. And if you think ICO and this whole altcoin craze is gonna be sad, it's gonna be crazy. So. Chi La Prince says Tone Vays was never right. I unsubscribed to him. I don't know. I feel like he kind of have some good strategies. Like I still watch him for his Bitcoin TA and also look at Willy Woo as well. If you look at the people who do quite well in terms of the analysis, I think Woo would be better than Tone. And yeah, it's looking pretty. Yeah, I'm glad that I stood my own ground. I think that's the key, right? I don't want to throw shade on anyone. I think it's much more of like, for me, the personal journey was like I stood my own ground. I listened to myself rather than I listened to others, and that was a big learning point for me, right? That's a big learning point for all of crypto too. I think, like for me, I have a lot of people I respect, and a lot of times the people that I respect would not like Bitcoin. So I feel like this is like going from the emotional perspective, I would say, you know, it was trusting myself that worked very well in the end. And I think that was kind of that was kind of the key learning from this. If I had anything to learn from this whole cryptocurrency experience, it would be to learn, like, trust yourself. So yeah. Biskin says, keep it up, Box Mining, being with you, Ivan, Lark, since 2017. It's been a long roller coaster ride, but we're here and I feel the same. Me too, man. Me too. Like it's been crazy. It's been crazy. And just to tell you like a little quick story as well. So I talked to a lot of people about Bitcoin, right? And not everyone's receptive. I mean, you guys, I appreciate you guys, right? You guys gave me so much confidence on this. It's insane, right? But talking to my real life friends, everyone's so skeptical. They're like, "Oh man, uh, why Bitcoin? Like it's a scam. It's gonna die." And I had so many of these conversations before. And I'll tell you one of them that was kind of particularly interesting. So I was talking to one of my friends of mine, and then she was like, "Oh, let me ask around. I mean, you're obviously excited about this. Let me ask around." And all of her friends also told her no, right? It's like all of her friends were like no, and she knows some like really famous investors, and this investor is like a billionaire investor, and he's like, "Yeah, Bitcoin's a farce. Bitcoin's a scam. It's total nonsense. I'm a cool investor. I've been going to tech. I've been investing a lot. Um, Bitcoin's a total. It's nonsense." And then what happens 1.5 years later? So he was the one who persuaded my friend from um, not going into crypto. So 1.5 years later, what do I see in a conference? It's the exact same guy, this like famous investor guy. Like he's there, like looking totally lost because like he's like so behind on everything. It's ridiculous. Like he looked lost. He was having the VIP badge at conferences. Like you go to conference, right? The VIP badges are the ones that they just like, that they absolutely take your money and just say like it's like it marks you up. Like it's the mark of a rich noob, right? Only noobs will pay like $2,000 for this badge. Like, there's no reasonable person who would do so. Not to shit on conferences. I know how you guys make money, right? But conferences put out these VIP, VVIP, whatever, like special badges, guys. And this guy was just like so lost. He was like with a VIP badge, just trying to be cool, trying to be hip. What an asshole. Anyways, this assholes be assholes, right? But it was kind of funny seeing that. Yeah, it was I don't know. To me, it meant a lot, right? To me, it meant a lot because this guy was like, flooding everything, yeah. Now he's in crypto, so. We got Angela one says VIP badges grant you access to the best food, best free food. I bet. I don't even think so. A lot of times, like in these conferences, like if you go to crypto conferences, I remember this one's in Taiwan. Like you have the exact same thing as everyone else, and you have access. Like a VIP badge gives you access to a room that's almost always empty, and none of the good people would go there. Like they'll know that it's like a bunch of noobs that will pay for a VIP badge access, right? It's like I don't know. It's like I think it's like a insider thing. Like at conferences, you should never pay for a VIP badge. I don't know. Piotr R says, "I've invested some of my family money in crypto. Man, that's good." Like I didn't actually invest any family money, so it's like it was harder for me to do so. Like my family's not super well off, so I kind of did it by myself, which I'm pretty happy for. So we got Llama666 saying, "Hey, ha ha ha, a-hole coin." And he's probably gonna make an a-hole coin. It's the thing with celebrities too, right? People love following celebrities, and it's just like, it's a situation where like you gotta trust yourself, right? Like I think a lot of people who don't know what to do, they like to copy others, and it's a situation like this is something I've been thoroughly trusting this channel where this channel is more focused on education, information, and facts, and then allows you to make your own judgment. And I think that's very core. That's something I very solidly believed in for a while. It's the situation where what works for me doesn't work for everyone else, right? And like I have particular strategies. I think I'm a lot safer than a lot of people too. I think it's I've been in the DGen groups, I've been in the ape groups as well. For them it's like, and I still part of my mind's like this, right? Part of my mind's like, get rich or get wrecked. I think there's a good channel there, formed from the box mining community, got get rich or get wrecked. And I think like it works to a certain extent, but for me it's like I think I have two modes. Like I have a DJ mode, but I control the amount I put in the DJ mode. And then the rest, I need to be like, serious. Excuse me, sorry. As Neil, drink that up, drink the water up. Anyway, so yeah, that's my rant for today. I think it's a very sentimental Episode, yeah, we got an episode from Space Vibe Z says sheeple follow the celebs, yeah. So yeah, I think it won't be one day when, Bitcoin will be like having a celebrity status. We're starting to have that already. People are starting to understand it already, but people don't really fully understand it. Like, you kind of cross that line. You kind of see when people like, some people think it's hip and they just go into it, right? And then some people they're interested in the people who understand how broken the current economic system is. Like, this will solidify your position in crypto completely, because Bitcoin being like that's a core, right? It's decentralized. It doesn't have any one party that controls it. How powerful was that? Like, I think this year was a big educator. Like, I'm like a broken record. I repeat this all the time, but like, if you understand how much dynamics are going on in this trade war between US and China, how China can freeze assets now. And also, if you want to move assets out of China, I think a lot of people don't know this, but I'll repeat this on my channel yet again. If you want to move assets out of China, the maximum amount you can move out is 50K USD per year. Like, that's it. There's no freedom of movement of fiat in China. That's the set amount. You can search this up, SAFE, search SAFE. That's their kind of acronym for controlling how currency moves in China. But this is actually very strong in Asia. There's a lot of controls over how currencies can be moved. And with the trade war being escalated the way it is, and it's still going to be escalated, I think that's not going to stop next year, right? With the escalation, there's going to be more and more limitations on how you can use fiat. And also, with fiat being printed at this current rate, there's a lot of push factors away from that system. And this is where it really becomes like, okay, look, Bitcoin, no one can freeze your funds. No one can say, oh, you can't move it. You can't move it. Like, there's no limitations on Bitcoin. And that's really a core right that we have. And it's kind of funny, right? Like, you look at games like, so recently I started playing Cyberpunk 2077, and it's set in the year 2077, right? And they don't use Bitcoin. What the hell? What, like, anyways, like, one reason to boycott the game, but anyways, that's beyond that. But it's like, this sort of freedom is necessary, and it's very clear by the way Bitcoin's been growing that people value this more and more and more. And I think this is like, so like, beyond the kind of short-term speculation, in terms of long-term, like, if you're not in Bitcoin, you're gonna get screwed. So anyways, how would you recommend to do research on coins? So Ronnie Cohen says, how will you recommend to do research on coins? I take a list. Like, I've been trying to build a list of coins to research. It's been kind of crazy on that front, the amount of stuff you need to look at. For me, I take a lot more time than usual for projects. So sometimes if it's a particular wave, I sometimes don't cache that wave. And I don't mind that. I think a lot of people, when it comes to altcoins, they're like, oh, it's irresponsible not to talk about this coin. I'm like, there's a million projects that are going to blow up. Why? Like, it's the altcoin space, right? Like, there's a million opportunities, right? There's absolutely no need to FOMO in anything. It's all about strategic plays and making gains, right? And not making losses. I'm not even sure, like, how some people get so wrecked, but like, at the end of the day, it's all about having a good play. So I currently, like, to sum it down, like, yes, I'm holding something like, I'm kind of be strengthening my core. So I've said about this year, which is Binance. So Binance was great, $18 to $30 since I last made the video. It's been performing well. I'm actually kind of like holding that, and I feel like it's got some opportunities there, especially with Binance Smart Chain. Then we have Swissborg. So if you guys haven't looked at Swissborg, look at that. It's kind of crazy. Recently it's just blown up, so maybe wait for it to come. But yeah, it's been performing really well because it's an entry point into crypto, right? Any of these entry points into crypto, like, when the masses come, right, they'll need to buy Bitcoin. And what do they do, right? There's Coinbase, and then what? Swissborg, right? And then we have what was it? We have Engine. Engine's doing NFT stuff. That's been a big foundation. But for Engine this year, to be honest, the performance wasn't too great, but I see like 2021 to be like a really good year for them. So I'm still holding on, strengthening that. We got Utrust. So yeah, super big on Utrust still. They're doing a lot with merchant adoption for crypto. And I feel like, yet again, it's one of those situations where that's like super core, right? Today I had a call with Hacken. So Hacken, they're doing cybersecurity. And yet again, if you just look at the crazy amount of hacks that are happening in the space, right? This is one of the big strategic calls I'm making. So the story with me and Hacken was that I actually visit the guys at Hacken, have a long relation. I also have an investment in Hacken as well, so full disclosure. And this year I made an advisor for Hacken. But the reason why I'm spending so much time and effort onto Hacken is because at the end of the day, cybersecurity is becoming one of the most valuable core parts of crypto right now, because every smart contract needs an audit, right? And on top of that, with the number of hacks growing, like these companies were going to make a killing because they can save people from getting hacked. It's like, it's brain dead, right? So we have that. We also have, I've been looking at all the Andre Cronje tokens like YFI, looking at Keeper. We were kind of very early on to that. That was pretty kind of crazy. I kind of skipped out a little bit on the whole kind of craze with, what was it, all the insurance ones. So that was when I was like, okay, insurance wasn't too sexy for me. Personally, I didn't really understand too much about what's going on. Like, I'm going to leave other people who are better at me than me to do this. I was just going to stick out, like, stay out of that one. But then I re-entered when I came to anything with yield. And so yeah, it's right now with Wing and with everything else. That's kind of my story there. So yeah, and then what else? Polkastarter is actually not bad as well. Polkastarter was something that I was keeping a very close eye on. Now it's getting like quite a lot of love as well on the market. All the Polkadot projects, like it's going to be kind of interesting. Polkadot, I still haven't made a video. I should. So one of the things on my to-do list, I keep thinking like I made a video already on Polkadot, but Polkadot is one of the big projects of this year and next year because it's going to go live soon. And yeah, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be quite exciting. The way Polkadot works, and the way that I think why I need to pay attention to it, is because A, it's super hyped in Asia, like beyond like god tier hype. Number one. Number two is because of the way the Polkadot ecosystem is going to be set up. So instead of Ethereum, where everything gets built on Ethereum and then clogs up the network, Polkadot takes a different approach where they encourage people to build their own chains. So they have something called Substrate, so you can build your own blockchain with Substrate. So you can create your own traffic jams and you can design it's like building roads, right? Like every new project creates their own chain and they have their own road, rather than Ethereum where everyone shares a public road. So I mean, obviously right now with Ethereum being clogged the way it is, having every one being a blockchain is an interesting concept. That's why I feel like it's worth exploring that concept as well. And obviously I'm not gonna yeah, that's my 2 cents. So Polkadot, I'm looking quite a lot at everything there. Recently, I was super involved in OMG. If you guys remember OMG, I'll leave it to there. But Genesis Block Capital, GBC, recently acquired. And there's a lot of stuff going on there. A lot of it's under NDA still, but yeah, it's been pretty crazy to say the very least. We got State Elaborate says, what is the best exchange? That depends. Really good question, though. I think that's a good question. I'm making a lot of year summaries and I'm looking at best exchanges. This year, I've been converted to FTX. Yeah, just like everyone around me was using FTX. All the pros were on FTX. And I was like, you know what? I'll give it a try. And now, yeah, I'm like, FTX, I'm using it like 80% of the time. Reason being is because all withdrawals on FTX are free. So if you ever need to withdraw any cryptocurrencies, even for small things, like even to pay for like something stupid, like sometimes I order stuff online, I'm like, oh, I'll select the crypto option, right? And then I'm like, oh, Ethereum, it costs $5 a send. Well, I'll send it from FTX because FTX is free to send. It's like, yeah, and it's better than Coinbase Pro because Coinbase Pro removed that feature. But anyways, if you guys are interested in FTX, it's pretty much my dominant exchange now. and it offers like the most number of features. Like it's insane. .co/FTX. Let's see. Let's see. So I'll have the FTX link down there. And someone earlier was asking about the link for Mirror airdrop. So if you want that, it's on there too. Right. But yeah, so I'll be making that. I mean, I'm still using other exchanges, a lot of them like Binance, BitMax, KuCoin sometimes, Uniswap always, all the time. Yeah, it's pretty much that. I'll make a video coming up soon. What is FTX? FTX is like the best exchange. Like literally, it's this one. So FTX is like, okay, it looks the scariest, but it's the most powerful exchange in the world. I will say that. Like it has pretty much everything you want, from all the Bitcoin options, like Bitcoin spot, so you can trade BTC USD. So this is the most classic way to trade, like buy and sell Bitcoin. But it also has Bitcoin perpetual futures, Bitcoin move contracts, Bitcoin spot token contracts. These are the bull and bear tokens. They practically invented those. So this would be like a leveraged Bitcoin token. But they have everything, including right now. Recently, they got stocks, so they were kind of the guys who revolutionized the trading, the trading of stocks. So like Tesla, Google, and everything. And Jesus, yeah, they have the most amount of power. It's like, it's crazy. It's super easy. Obviously, like power also means a lot of responsibility. You probably don't want to get super wrecked. Like a lot of people, you know, there's the power of leverage trading, right? Leverage means you can 10x your gains, but you also 10x your risk. And I'm pretty against leverage when it comes to times like this. And I made a few videos about this in the past, where spikes down can trigger potential liquidations. Anyways, check my videos, it's on there. But in terms of power, FTX has like the most amount of power, like the most amount of everything. You just need to use a search button a lot. Like if you're trading on FTX, the best way to search for products is to search rather than like, rather than buying, rather than going through the menu, because the menu is a mess. Yeah. Ooh, this is a good question from IMRE. What is the nationality of Satoshi? Who knows, right? Likely not Japanese. Any ideas? Beats me, honestly. But also, what is the funding rate, the purpose? Is it spot basically with no leverage? This is a really good question. So recently, a lot of my friends have been using funding rates to make money, right? Okay, so this is how it works. Now funding, okay. Let me give you guys a better example. All right, here, perfect. Okay, so this is for ETH perpetual futures, and then, so there's two kind of prices, right? So you got the traditional one, which is your Bitcoin spot, your Ethereum spot. So this is trading Ethereum for US dollars, right? And then the other one would be futures, where you can have leverage, right? So you can have like a huge amount of leverage, and you can be trading this. But they need a way to keep this market in line with the normal market, which means they have something called funding rate. So on FTX, this is every 1 hour. Every hour, if it's a positive funding rate, longs pays shorts. If it's a negative funding rate, shorts pays longs, right? So let me just, I can't read. Longs pay shorts if positive. So right now it's positive. Longs will be paying shorts. And then if it's negative, shorts will pay longs. This is actually a very interesting tool. So first and foremost, if you're longing, that means you're paying this amount per day, right? So per hour, 0.0056% per hour. That's your kind of fee. And this gets paid directly to anyone shorting, because they want more people to short. So what people do is, if you want to benefit from funding rates, this is yet another like pro hack, right? This is a very, very pro, like 200 IQ play. What you do is you can buy the assets. So let's say you have like 100 Ethereum. You can buy 100 Ethereum and also short 100 Ethereum on the same account. This will mean that you're actually making some passive income, because your net holding of Ethereum will be 0. So if you just want to do this with like stable coins, you don't want, and you see a good funding rate, then you literally get paid to hold that short, but you also hold the asset itself. So your net is 0, right? So that's also another way to make money. And like if you look at funding rates and you times this by 24 times 360, why did my keyboard not work? 24 times this one times 20. Oh, come on, numlock. Times 24 times 360. Oh, it's not bad. Am I getting this right? That's a really good rate. That's like 49% per annum if you're playing with funding rates. So that's actually pretty good. So anyways, yeah, that's another magic way to get money. I'm playing all the like complicated ways to make money here. I'm like a lot of my friends love money. Okay, like it seems to be the case that everyone loves money, and there's like a million ways to make money in crypto. But anyways, we'll share that here. If you guys want more videos and more further explanation of how funding rates work and all that beautiful stuff, sure, and how to exploit it. Right. The key here is not just to make sure how it works, but how to take advantage of it. That's key. So, anyways. That's me ranting there. There's a lot of opportunities. I think like crypto has opened a lot of doors for me. It's been 3 years where a lot of doors got opened. It's been a good ride, and yeah, I'm looking forward to more. A lot forward to more. You have to be like super like on the ball. We got a good question from Tomas. Says, you probably mentioned this before, but what are your thoughts on MahaDAO? No opinion. I think it's one of those things that some people can love and some people will hate. It's kind of funny, right? Because like I asked the exact same question when I was doing my due diligence on it. And 50% of people love it, 50% of people hate it. You know, the people who love it, they're looking for hype from India. So Maha has a huge base in India. And I asked a lot of the friends that are in India, and that is true. But they're also talking a very, very big talk. Like they're talking very big on what the coin and the peg can do. And that's like, can you retrieve it? So it's like, it's a fun punt. I would say like it could make a fun punt, but long term, I'm not too sure. It could be very interesting right now because of all the hype and everything that's going on, especially in India. So like if you're going for it, that would be my reasoning behind it. Wow, we got Think Tank says, this is the best haircut I've seen on you. Really nice, thank you. I cut it short. I thought longer hair would look better, but short hair, if you guys like it, I'm happy. I'm super happy. I was a little bit afraid, when you cut your hair, you're like, oh shit, I'm losing so much hair. But all right. Amer asks, box mining, long versus short to be net of 0. I don't understand how you're making money. Sorry, I feel stupid. I wish we could see a visual. So, okay, it was probably bad explaining on my end. So what the funding rate kind of explanation will be. I'll explain this very quickly and I'll make a longer video, but there's a lot of discussion with my friends about funding rates recently because funding rates, like say for example on Ethereum, so funding rate of 0.005% means every single hour longs will have to pay shorts this amount of money, right? So if you hold a long, it'll cost you, right? Like that's no brainer right now because there are more longs and shorts. It'll cost you to hold a long position, and instead of that money going straight to the pockets of the exchange, and we just saw that increase, huh? Did you guys see that? Like the hour just ticked and the funding rate actually increased. This means that there are a lot more people taking on long positions and not enough people taking shorts. So the exchange is literally saying, oh, look, if you take a short right now, we'll pay you. But who the hell wants to short Ethereum at this current point, right? So what people do is that instead of trading this, what people do is like they'll probably borrow money from somewhere and they take stable coins. So what they'll do is they'll have a stable coin and then they'll actually buy Ethereum. Say they'll buy 100 ETH and they'll also short 100 ETH. So their position will be they'll actually be holding 100 ETH and they will be having a short, because shorts get paid money, right? So you're paid to take that position. The net will be 0. So this is where you're not actually holding any ETH. This is when you kind of take money from stable. This is when you want very low risk, right? You want this. The reasoning behind this is like, this is for people who want to take 0 risk. So they'll be buying up that. So yeah, so there'll be net 0 in terms of Ethereum exposure, but they'll be holding an Ethereum short, which will be earning money. They'll also be holding actual Ethereum, which would kind of balance things out. This means that if Ethereum does move up in price, the Ethereum would move up in price, but the short will lose money, right? So you kind of have a net 0 of there. So you'll always have a net 0 exposure to ETH whilst enjoying roughly around 40% APY. Yeah, that's magic. Magic of funding rates, explained by Michael at a very late hour, and I hope people understand it. If you don't, I'll figure it out later. We have like, why are we talking about fourth industrial revolution? Why are we talking about 5G again? 5G causes COVID? Like, who still believes that? Is this like, I don't know. Robin Norton says funding rates are for leverage. And it's also interesting, like, another way you can think about this is like, let's say if you hold a lot of ETH, right? If you're a huge ETH bag holder, and you want to sell some, instead of selling it, maybe you should take a short position, and then that short position will get paid extra on it too, right? Anyways, there's just a lot of like ways to play around with it. Like if you're good at calculating what to do, you can essentially have zero, like almost zero risk, but with some annual percentage yield. Alex Xiao says, why doesn't everyone do a long plus short at the same time? Well, it counteracts each other out. The whole point is that you're not taking a long, you're buying the actual asset, plus you have a short on the side, right? So that makes a difference. So you're not having a leverage long and a leverage short. You're having, you're holding Ethereum but you have a short on Ethereum. So you hold a net 0 Ethereum, and then you earn on the funding rates, but you have no exposure. This is when like you really like, you play with big amounts of money, right? You can like, if you're trying to beat the bank's APY or something like that, that's how to play it. Smarks Killed Wrestling says, when will synthetic assets take over? I'm actually curious for that too. Like, I would say like for synthetic assets to take over, because we're seeing that right now, right? We have synthetics, we have Lena. Yeah, there's just so much going on in DeFi anyways, but I feel like there's so much going on. I think synthetic assets will take over when it becomes ultra cheap to trade them, right? So when kind of a derivative exchange comes over and it becomes popular with high liquidity, I think synthetic assets are like going to be crazy. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Crypto Pete says, Box Money, the DuckDAO King helped us break 20K. Man, congrats to the winner for that. That card is crazy amazing. I still haven't got mine yet, by the way. I was meant to have one card for myself, right? So I can keep it as a memento of this. I still haven't. I just need to contact the guys. I actually really want it now. Yeah. So we got Bernard Card says, wow, 1 hour plus great video. It's just like observation I found humorous. Yeah, I was gonna stream for like 30 minutes and then go back to gaming, but it seems like, you know, it was a very enjoyable time. Just watching crypto go up and chatting with you guys has been crazy. And we have like 800 people watching at the same time. It's insane. So that's nuts, guys. That's nuts. So I think I'm gonna end the session. My throat's getting super dry, but I really enjoyed having talking to you guys here. It's been super crazy. Like at the end of the day, guys, there's just a lot of love to go around. It's been a crazy ride. Looking at this, like looking at ETH go up, looking at Bitcoin go up, it's a start of something crazy. And I think that's my excitement there. I think this is like, for me, this is the start of something. So anyways, I'm glad to have you guys with us today. I'm doing a lot more content. So the next big piece of content that I'm doing and I'm making the video for is, I'll show you guys this. Right. So we have this here. This is my new mining rig from Taobao. So I bought this like super cheap. Like this is like a case that you can put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 GPUs in there. This was like this is crazy, right? So in China they sell this. Like this is like the case itself plus power supply plus motherboard plus the CPU plus RAM. Like everything included was around $280 for this case, right? And this is how Chinese miners work, right? They buy some cases like this, it's super cheap. Because I mean, if you think about it, the raw materials itself would be expensive, right? But all the parts are crap though. I mean, that's the trade-off, but it works, right? That's the key of mining. It just needs to work, right? So anyways, I plugged in my miner there already. I've done some calculations. Mining versus staking coming up next episode. That's really something I'm really excited for. Like, which one's more profitable? Which one should you spend your time on? But anyways, guys, that's coming out. Throat so dry, seriously. But anyways, that's coming up. Stay tuned, subscribe to this channel, make sure to subscribe to that. New stuff coming out, new requests coming out, security videos coming up. We have a show and tell day today. So we have a video on this stuff. These are UB keys. Yeah, that's kind of key. So bought a bunch of these. Yeah, I'll talk about them, new videos coming up and everything too. So yeah, so that's good. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Plans on HT, lots of stuff coming up. Shooter FPS says, how can I stream in 4K? I think it's pretty easy. You set your canvas. I'm using OBS here. So if you set your canvas to the 4K resolution and your internet is faster than 5 megabits per second, 5 megabyte, like I can't get the proper nomenclature, but it has to be 5 megabytes literally per second, right? So 5 megabytes per second or above, then you can stream in 4K. So yeah, those are the minimal requirements pretty much. But anyways, new graphics card, that's what it's for. Also, review coming up for this. This is the MacBook Air M1 chip. So this is like probably the best like mobile computer experience I have. So I got it last Friday, and I still have it still has power. I haven't charged it. I was like, I'm gonna try to see if I can use this for like a week without a charge. So yeah, that's pretty much. I don't know. That was kind of fun. So there we got OpenTG box. Should I? Now, the way we're working TG now is I think we're going to do application style because it just makes a little bit more sense. People can get in, and that's worked pretty well last time. So we'll do that soon. I'm sorry apologies if it goes crazy, but like if there's so many people joining Telegram all at once, it becomes like insane. No one can speak or talk or something. So anyways, we'll do that very soon. We'll do a Christmas edition. Hopefully people can help out with that. And then Joey Rocket Crypto says, thoughts on Solana and Serum. Obviously, I'm a little bit biased here because I get to talk to Sam. So Sam from FTX, and also I'm an investor in Solana, like a really long-term investor. So I think if people are to create an exchange, Sam will be the one to do it, right? Like a decentralized DEX, Sam will be the one to do it. Solana itself is crazy. I actually ask a lot of reasons why Solana over everything else, and we'll talk about that in a future video, but I'm actually getting slowly converted into thinking along that track as well. So anyways, pretty positive on that. And, I think this ecosystem is big enough for everyone. So anyways, Dan B537 says, please list mining parts, i.e. case name, motherboard, GPU, etc. It's coming. It's coming in the next video. I'll show you guys what this whole thing is, and all the calculation and maths are there. But I think I need to release it soon because that's going to be very irrelevant very soon, because I think mining is going to become more profitable. If Ethereum transactions are this expensive, I actually think mining is going to become a lot more profitable coming up. So anyways, I need to release that video and give a follow-up and update. With that, guys, we have Shooter FPS. Welcome to Team Crypto, man. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for becoming a member. If you guys, shout outs, if you guys want to become a member, it really does help this channel out. We use it for fun stuff around the channel. I really appreciate it. It's $2. You get like a smiley face next to your name, and you get some special emojis as well. So, We got the Vitalik clapping. We got hey, hey, hey. We got everything. So anyways, check that out yeah, do that. And with that, guys, thank you so much for being part of the stream. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure you hit that like as well. We have 287 likes. Just really appreciate that, guys. Very appreciative of this session today, guys. Thanks, guys, so much. We got thanks, brother, and thank you guys so much as well. Travel the world. This is the cheapest MacBook. It's not even a MacBook Pro. It's a MacBook Air. Like it's like the cheapest one. It is the lowest end spec. Like you go to the Apple site and just get the new one with the M1 processor. Like choose the one with the lowest spec, and you got what I got because I'm a cheap ass. That being said, because I already have I have the other one here. I have this is the complete polar opposite. This is like the i9 Ultra decked out edition. This is like the cheap one. I can say that this does like 90% of what this one does now. Just insane. And this one actually sucks because of how much power it drains. Like that's why it's like this one would be a desktop replacement. This one would be actually a laptop. So anyways, my 2 cents. My 2 cents. I mean, yeah. So, sometimes it's good to be cheap. And obviously, of course, PCs over here. That's what I use all the time. With everything. So anyways, guys, I'll tell you guys what's happening, and thank you guys so much for watching this episode. Thanks. I'll do the outro right now. Thanks, guys. I'd like to take the time now to tell you a little bit about everything that's happening in the box mining ecosystem. First and foremost, if you guys like listening to all that's happening in crypto on the go, then I would highly recommend you checking out the Box Mining Bitcoin Out of the Box podcast. And the reason why it's called Bitcoin Out of the Box is because we have long interview segments very much exploring the detail of the newest and latest of what's going on in this whole cryptocurrency space. Whole idea of it is to bridge that gap between knowledge privileged institutional investors and the rest of us here in this space. Now, with the podcast, it's on everything. So it's on Apple Podcasts, it's on Google Podcasts, it's on Spotify. Just search it anywhere, Bitcoin Out of the Box. So just add that onto a playlist and then just follow the new episodes when it's released. Next up, we also have the Box Mining newsletter. So this happens roughly bi-weekly. We give you an update of the latest that's going on in a very summarized, condensed format. So this is perfect for anyone that wants an overview of the market. Say, for example, what's happening with OKX, the biggest event, or maybe the little things like what's happening with different coins and overall the trend. So what I use the newsletter for personally myself is to understand what kind of phase we're in crypto, to kind of get in tune. So if you don't read crypto every day, the newsletter is perfect for you. Last but not least, in the link down below, if you're a Telegram user, we have the Box Mining announcements channel. So this is to announce you basically what's the latest videos coming up, but also we have a daily update, a community-driven daily update to provide you an idea of the latest updates on the day. And a lot of people have been using that to get informed of the crazy amounts of trends that we see. And I have to give a big thank you for Claudio, our community member, for doing this. It's just been phenomenal. Definitely want to give you a shout out there, Claudio, as well for that. And taking us to the end of the live stream, so make sure, number one, you click like and subscribe on this video because it really does help this channel. And then, of course, check out the podcast. It's one of the best ways to know a little bit more, to extend that knowledge, especially in your spare time. And then, of course, check out the newsletter. If you're, if you want those updates and summaries and trends, newsletter is the place for you. And with that, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you have a good one. See you in the next video.